Hello everyone and welcome to another speed build Sunday. Today we're doing another kind of goofy build and I am building a boot in The Sims 4. This was one that my boyfriend told me to do when I asked him what I should build, so I decided to do it, and I used a lot of curved walls, which again I don't work with very often, and it made it kind of challenging for putting stairs and setting up rooms and everything. But overall I think it turned out kind of nice. I feel like it's pretty livable. But I want the dark color. I was thinking like a dark colored boot. Now I'm actually like maybe I should have done two. Do a pair of boots. But then I tried to do this like roof to make it look like a little like, I don't even know what to call it. Like the little like arch or like the little like tongue of the boot, but it just wasn't working for me. So I decided not to do that. And so I'm just here working on just overall the roof and whatnot. I'm making it all dark. I don't delete the roof right away that I put on there. I like leave it and eventually go back and delete it. And I had these little chimneys to be little things you wrap your laces around, and then I tried to put like fencing up to be the like laces, but I just didn't like the way any of them looked. So I was trying to find something I could use as like the actual like laces. I ended up going into debug, which I don't do too often, and finding these little like fire poker sticks. I don't know exactly what they're from, but I just use those and kind of connect them all like you would see a like normal shoes being connected, which was easier said than done, trying to get them all lined up. But I was like, this is a boot, I want to have laces. Even though I can't go like the wall, I can at least put them on like the like roof and use that as like where the laces are. I didn't have anything I could use to like make like an actual like tied shoe, so they're just gonna, and they're just decorative laces, not practical. But that's that. It just takes me quite a minute to do that. This ends up being just a single bedroom house, which you could make it to, but one of the bedrooms is really small, so I made it an office. And it's got 2 bathrooms. I don't know if I made one a full bath or a half bath. I want to say I made one a half bath, but you could easily make it a full bath. And then here I am trying to figure out where I want to put the stairs, so that way they are the most practical. I can get the most usage of the floor. And I end up moving them because I realized that where I put them was not a great spot. And then trying to pick out like doors and windows with these curved walls was a bit of a struggle. But I figured it out, and I put a little back door. And I didn't really decorate it too much on the outside because I was like, it's not going to look like a boot if I decorate it too much. I did decorate one little spot because something like clipped out. But there was no way to make it look good on the inside without letting it clip. So here is where I kind of moved the stairs and put them there, and I used that to kind of be like a little hallway and whatnot into the stairs. And you see me here kind of trying to put up like doors and arches, and again looking at the way I want to set up the walls and everything, which again was pretty tough with the shape of the house. It's just weird and difficult to work with. So I'm trying to figure like how to make an enclosed bathroom with the stairs there. And then I want to put like fencing up for the like bedroom to kind of like make it not too closed off but still like feel private. And then later on I realized that those fences are way too tall and that just doesn't work. So I end up having to just put walls up, and I kind of make it, I don't even know how to like describe it. Like there's like the walls on the side of the stairs, and then kind of like almost like behind that is like closets for the most part. So that's kind of what I did there. Yeah, I got to it. And then here's where I'm trying to like figure out how do I split this bathroom up and these like rooms up. So I ended up doing like a bathroom with like the walk-in. It was going to be like a toilet closet, but I ended up doing like a shower and then the little study room that I did. Over there, like I said, it could be another bedroom, but it's pretty tiny to be another bedroom. And then I put just some basic doors and everything. I ended up making all the doors black to match the darker exterior, kind of the darker theme to it. So like all the doors are in black, all the archways, all the windows, all like the accents on like the stairs and all of that, all just dark. And then I put these windows in. And again, when I get to the living room was also one of those things that I just struggled with so bad, trying to figure like how to set it up where it was like didn't mess up like the flow or the feng shui. And I think this is where I realized that those are way too tall and there's just no other fence that I like the way I liked this one. So I will end up going with like walls, like just really durable walls. And then you see kind of how I set it up. It was difficult when I get to it. I struggled with how to figure out how to set it up. You see here, I am just painting like the bathrooms. I'm just kind of painting everything overall to make it look nice. And then this is where I had the little bit of clipping and where I put the little itty bit of landscaping to cover that little clipping, because otherwise I just feel like that corner's just not gonna look good in the kitchen and I want it to look good. So I was willing to let it clip, even though I freaking hate clipping. And with it being on like the curved corner, it was so difficult to figure out like how to cover it, because you couldn't just put like a line of bushes because it's curved. I even tried to look through debug and I didn't see any like good debug landscaping. So I ended up just putting like a couple little trees there, a little flower bed, make it look like a little like flower bush is there, because there's just nothing. Yeah, like I feel like we need more landscaping options in the game. Like I feel like there's just not enough little like flower bushes and whatnot. But that's just a personal preference. You'll see here I'm just kind of trying to hide that little counter and make sure everything's like close enough but not clipping, which is the difficult part. But overall I think it looks really nice, and then I end up making the kitchen kind of humongous at doing like a little peninsula or a little island or whatever instead of a dining table, because I feel like the dining table just did not suit the space. And I put this little like almost like a little bar over the window, so I was like, oh, I can put a kitchen sink there. So I did that and set that up so I could put the sink in front of the window and you could look outside and admire the views maybe. And here's where I'm like, I just don't think there's a good spot for the kitchen table. So I decide instead of that to do the little kitchen island. And I end up bumping that wall out and kind of giving that a little room, a little less room to the living room, which would have also made the dining table work. But I like the way the kitchen island looks. And the kitchen's like the biggest room in the whole house. But I think it looks really nice. And I feel like in this kind of space, you're not really going to bring your guests upstairs. Like, having this nice space for entertaining is pretty nice. And then here's the living room where I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I want to set it up. So I decided to put the couch and the bookshelf, or not the bookshelf, like the TV there. And then I end up making that like a little book nook in that little corner. But clearly I am taking a little break, so we'll see if I am immediately going into like making this a little book nook. But at least I do know that I go and make that a little like book nook in there with bookcases and a little like seating area and everything. So here is where I finally come back. And I use these like little black bookcases to kind of make like a dividing wall to like really differentiate the space. Like if you're over there reading, you feel like you're in your own little world, in your own little room, and like no one's gonna disturb you. I have no idea if it's even playable, because it's such a weird, like I've never done that with like the curved walls, so I have no idea if that's actually playable. But I hope it's playable. And then I kind of set up the bookcases to kind of look like they're kind of wrapping around that little corner. I think it looks nice, and it gives just a little more room to walk in. And then I put the little couch there. I'm using the little one from Cats and Dogs, or it's my first pet stuff. I don't really know. But that black one looked really nice there and kind of fit and kind of gave like the little corner to sit in. And then you can kind of look out the window. I thought it looked really nice. And I'm finally getting the flooring in. Just kind of getting those final like build touches done, you know. And finally getting into furnishing a majority of the house, working on this bathroom, where again I had to decide if I wanted to make it a full bath or a half bath. And I really wanted it to be a half bath, even though it is a very large bathroom to make a half bath. But that's why I decided to go with there. And then I go up to the upstairs bathroom to make it a full bath. And I end up making it a walk-in shower, so it's a little easier or a little more fun to like look at and take up a little more space. And then here you'll see me just putting in a double sink, because I'm thinking maybe like a couple lives here, they're going to want their double vanity because this is basically their master bathroom. And I ducked the toilet in a little curved corner over there. And I tried to squeeze the bathtub, but there just was not room. And then this is, again, what's going to be the office. I don't know if I work on that next or not. Honestly, I think I do. And I just want to make it like a cute little, like, almost like gaming office. Like whoever lives here, games or something. I kind of envision this as just like a, maybe the one girl lives here. Maybe her boyfriend stays with her, comes and lives with her. Who knows? For the most part, like this is a girl's house. It's all decorated, all like cutesy on the inside. Like the book nook, I think she's like, she likes to read. She sits down there, she reads in her little book nook sometimes. She's got her office where she can be in her own little world playing games, and then she's got her bedroom, which is a very interesting kind of bedroom. And I just tried to kind of get a little bit out of my comfort zone with some of the furnishings that I used. So here's where I get to the awkward shape of the bedroom, because there's not a good place for the bed to not be against a wall. So I kind of did it like that, had a little bump out, and then tried to make the closet there. And I do think I have a little bit of clipping here as well. And I find like wall, like vines to put over the wall, so that way it'll not clip us, or it won't be noticeable that it's clipping, because it's just like ever so slightly clipping, and it's so frustrating. And then I wanted to put like a little dresser in there. I don't know if I end up with a dresser or like a shoe rack, but I wanted to put like some kind of like dresser or something, so I did end up going with the drawers. And this is where I'm trying to find something to cover the clipping up with. So here I was scrolling through the plants to try to find something. I don't know how I found them, just randomly. So it was the wall stuff. And I end up looking to see if any of those little like lattice things would work, but they didn't. And then you'll see here I am just overall trying to decorate the room. It's kind of an awkward shape to try to decorate. So I kind of tried to divide the space, and then there's more of like closet storage space over here for clothes. I could have probably put a vanity in there. I didn't really think of it. But that is pretty much it for this build. I'm just going to go through, put some window coverings on and everything, and just kind of make it look all pretty and homey. But that is all for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment your suggestions down below for different builds, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more Minecraft and Sims content. I make tons of that kind of content. I will see you guys all later. Bye everyone. Mine is so far, mine is so far.